Are you expecting the worst winter?
We could tell. You look terrible.
No, you don't. But what's actually terrible is your your marketing.
Do you feel in charge?
Everything you're doing.
Or not doing?
Could ruin you.
Lack of leads, lack of money.
Lack of hope?
Stay tuned as we discuss why you need to use these marketing strategies.
At the end, we'll tell you what equipment you need to rent out this winter.
The first thing we're going to work on is getting your email marketing up there. If you already have any client or anybody you worked with in the past, you should have some type of list of emails. You can gather this up, put in the spreadsheet. You can use like a system like MailChimp, ConvertKit, or anything like that. But the biggest thing with the email marketing, the reason why you want to do it is that you have and you work with clients every single year. If you ever heard the clients talk to you, say, hey, I forgot your name of your business, or I didn't know what you guys were, or because you haven't contacted them in a year, this kind of stops that process. One person that does it really well in our kind of industry is Rental Stop. I know you get the emails and I get the emails. You still get the emails, right?
No, I blocked them. Said it was spam.
Damn. Well, that's interesting right there. Well, Rental Stop, they do one like every 2 weeks or so, and they kind of go over the next biggest thing, events happening, or they also rent out equipment as well. So they also talk about just what type of equipment you can use, what type of projects you can do. When people are more likely to do these projects, they align them to that, and it's pretty good and kind of see the different inventory items, because not everybody knows exactly all you have or what's all put together. And kind of something that we're starting to do is starting to put it out there, because we have about 28,000 subscribers on our email newsletter. So we're going to start pushing that out even more. We have a Thanksgiving one coming up that we're going to post sometime this week. And then every single month, we're going to at least do one and try to make it to 2 so we can re-engage our following.
So Xavier did mention that we have the November one or the Thanksgiving one. So I actually sent that to the Rental Boys email. So if you guys are part of our newsletter, you guys received it as an example of how to set up the email. The way I like to do it is on the text of the email, I like to have different types of ideas for events. Obviously, this is an event rental industry, so it's important for customers to have a reason to throw an event in the first place. So that's why I give them examples of just different events they could do. For November, we thought of Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Friendsgiving. On the design of the paragraph or on the design of the poster that we attach to the email, I like to give bundles or just give ideas on what items you may need for the wintertime. So on the poster, we actually offered a bundle of tents, tables, chairs, and linens. Chairs are just always our best sellers year round, so that's why we wanted to include it. And because it's November, it's getting a bit colder in Texas, but not too cold, so people still are willing to go outside. So that's why we're offering tents as well.
I recommend that at least everyone should at least put out one email a month. And then when you're looking at your open rates and stuff like that for the emails, you're probably looking around like between 20 to 40% on open rates. Don't be discouraged, and your click rate's always going to be a smaller portion of that. You might get, 20 to 30, 40% of those people to click on any links you have. But I promise you, if you have a couple thousand or so, you'll see the emails come through, and you'll see the phone calls. A lot of people reply to the emails. So make sure when you put the email down, you put an email that you're going to be checking. So when they do the reply, so you're not sitting there like, oh, no one's going through it. And then you look at your email 2 days later, and you see that you have 75 replies on there saying you want to do this. So make sure you do that too as well.
All right, and I'd like to hop in for this as well. So something you could do whenever you attach a design to the body of your email, you could actually go to Canva or just any software that is used to make emails. And whenever you do design your poster or just whatever you're sending out there, you could send a link. So basically, any photos, any text, you could actually link it so that when people click on that specific area, it takes them to the site. So the way that we kind of track who perhaps buys from the emails or who clicks on the email, who clicks on the poster, is we actually link a bit.ly link onto photos, texts, and just anything like that, so that we know who's actually clicking.
Do people even check their emails like that? Because I don't.
Yeah, so actually almost 2/3 or 68% of holiday shoppers said that they pay more attention to emails from companies during the Christmas holidays.
So Eddie, we're going to do a little test right now. Pull up your phone really quick. I want everybody right now in the comment section right now to put down how many emails they think Eddie has not open on his phone really quick. Don't cheat right now. Just go and put it down there. And then Eddie's going to read off this right here. How many emails?
53,000. 607.
Let me see. So if you got that right, please let us know. If you haven't already, get the ultimate checklist. The ultimate checklist. So make sure you sign up for the ultimate checklist. There's tons of lots of information in here to help you get started with your rental business, and also it allows you to be able to skip a lot of the issues that me and Eddie had at the very beginning, and help you kind of speed roll yourself to making some good money. So check it out. Let us know of anything we should add into it, and also comment down if you already got it. Thank you. Get the ultimate checklist. And what's the best part about it?
It's free.
It's free. So the second step that I want you to take. So after you don't got your email and stuff set up, that's be easy, low-hanging fruit. You're going to get that set up, start doing it once a month. The next thing is going to be SEO. This is also something that you can do that's pretty much for free. Depending on what software you're using, if you're doing one of the different rental softwares that's out there, or you're doing like one that patches into WordPress or to Weebly or to any other things, basically you want to go through and you want to separate your pages out on your site so they can rank and search. Tina, what's the definition for SEO?
So SEO, or search engine optimization, refers to the process of improving your site's organic traffic and ranking on search engines such as Google, Bing, or just other search engines.
So a quick way to do this right here, and I know Eddie might think he not had that much information on SEO, but you know one thing that you did do for SEO?
What, the Google Business?
Google My Business. So that's a good way to kind of start off the front points. Give some tips on what you're doing, what you did at first.
All right, so what
When
I
you
did
have
at
people
first,
showing up at your house.
I asked, hey, is it free? If it is, okay, let's move forward.
If it's
from
free,
there.
take 3.
If it wasn't free, I'm like, I'm passing. Not just No, basically what I did is I just, in the beginning, I'm pretty sure, well, most of our guys that are watching us, you don't have a lot of money in your strap, but every little bit helps. So what I said is like, you know what, this Google My Business, let me go ahead and jump on that bad boy. It is free. There is some verification you have to do. So basically, you're going to put in the address that you're trying to claim as your business. They're going to send a confirmation letter, and it's going to have a code on there. And once you get the code, you're going to jump into the Google page, and then you're going to type in the code. That might ask you to take a couple pictures or whatever to basically claim it. And then once you do all that, it's going to be officially yours, and it takes a couple of days till you actually show up on maps. To get even better traction, we take pictures or get reviews and whatnot. But it's something that's totally free, and it helps out a lot.
Yeah, and there's a couple different platforms you can do to help out with your SEO. If you this is just the bare minimum stuff to help you out really quick. You can sign up for it's Bing Places, which same as Google Places, same thing to show up on Bing. The next thing is going to be Yelp, going to get up on there, and then you can do a couple of things like on Nextdoor, and then just get you some profiles on those, and have those point back to your site, but then it'll get you a little bit more bigger rankings. Now, if you want to rank for actually like chair rentals in Louisiana, Kentucky, or whatever, then you need to have that on your individual page. So you need to have a page basically that says that is whatever Louisiana rentals / chair rentals on there. And then same thing for table rentals and all that stuff. And basically when people go to these category pages, then you have all the lists of those categories. We have a couple of those things on our site that we show and things as well. One guy who I think does it pretty well out there is the rental guy. He does this kind of like a lot, always adding different pages so to get him to rank up and work on it. You can do the same exact thing. Just search for in your area for whatever your area is, and then chair rentals or whatever the categories is, and see what your other customers are doing. And then you need to make a page on your site that is very similar to them. And their URL needs to have whatever the category is in rentals in there, or rent, whatever it is. And make sure you have the 2 different variations on the actual site, and then the locations you serve as well. You can pay for a service for someone to help you out on this. There's a lot of different services out there. I know we thought about using like Intrix. I think I told you about it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're like $1,000 a month. And then basically the whole reason why you want to do SEO is it's free, and once you get it done, you don't have the same cost as like Google Ads or something like that. So basically, if that search term is getting 3,000 impressions a month, if you're ranked number 1, 2, 3, you can get the same amount of those impressions at the very beginning, and you don't have to pay for them at all. This is kind of something you want to start at the very beginning, and then the long run, this right here should overtake your ads and stuff as a free option, because you should get more leads and conversions. Just as you go through the process, just basically cheaper and cheaper as you go on with that.
So one thing that you had mentioned that is going to take a little time to get the SEO and whatnot, to get it snowballing. So that being said, if they're trying to prepare for the winter, more or less, like when should they start like preparing and actually start their SEO? So they shouldn't be doing it right in the mix of winter because they wouldn't get any benefit.
You should do it whatever time you watch this. You need to be doing it like right now as soon as you watch it. Google Places, those are a lot faster, especially when you get a physical location. You know, you can basically start getting stuff in the next week or two, depending on wherever you're at. If you search on there and there's no one really has a Google My Business or Google profile, then you can literally start your business the next day. Especially if you can reach back out and get your reviews up. We already talked a lot about reviews and stuff like that. And that was like one of the biggest things too on the Google profile. If you want to rank more, you need more reviews.
Yeah.
So that really helps you out. And then basically on Google, you have 3 sections. At the very top, the first 2 or 3 are the ads that you pay for. That's your Google ads. The next thing is going to be the map pack, and it shows you a list of 3 or 4 or 5 different vendors, and then has the map section. And then the next thing is your SERPs, which is just your organic search results. So if you do the Google My Business, you'll show up in the second section, and that's right underneath the ads. And some people automatically just scroll straight over the ads, so it works out. So it's something that you can just do too. But if you rank in the Google My Business, it allows you also to rank in the SERPs too as well to get better. And also, if someone searches your name, you get the little card that's on the side that shows up. So it makes it less confusion. So when people are trying to rank for you, people are looking for you. So I would start literally basically you want to start your efforts about 4 to 5 months from the area that you want to get results from. And then you work it through the whole time. But if you're in the middle of winter right now and you're watching this, just start now.
So I have a question. As far as the SEO part goes, are there certain pages or terms that they should be focusing more on for the winter?
Yeah. So much for the winter side. So you kind of want to go through kind of all the ones, but the main ones that you want to focus on is your things that go out during the winter. For us specifically, we're looking at tents, heaters, and those are kind of the biggest things that kind of go out for us specifically. And then you have your ballroom chairs, which would be your chairs that are not garden chairs and lower, but most of your stuff would be like your Chivari chairs, your cross bags, your Louis chairs and stuff like that, your throne chairs, all that stuff that still goes out. Those things, not everything might go out during the winter, but a lot of the corporate people who are doing their events for late in the year, or people doing their weddings and stuff, because a lot of people get married on New Year's Eve, when they start looking into stuff, they'll start looking into it during the winter. So you want to also be ranking for that stuff so you can get those people and you can get the deposit of them now, even though they might do it next November or whatever they might do it, or spring or whatever. So those are the main things that we kind of do. But the biggest thing is you want to have the appropriate keywords on there. And you really want to build your links up on this right here. So this can be cross-referencing between your sites, other sites, and everything on that lines. And that's why you really need to build, I call it like the kind of the bricks of everything. So your website is up here. And that's why you have the Google My Places, the Bing My Places, the Apple Connect, which is just if you want to show up on the Apple Maps, that's how you do that. Yep. And then also that goes into Nextdoor. We use Trustpilot as another link source to push back to our website. Event Tective, sign up on there, that'll get you another 9. And then what's the other one? Wedding Wire. And just those 10 right there can be the links that you need to kind of push your ranking up on your site a lot more. So the biggest thing you need to worry about is keywords that you're going to put in there. If you're looking at chair rentals, so you need to have it in your URL, you need to have it in your meta description, and you need to have it on the page somewhere. But generally, you want to have it in something that is like an H1 tag or something like that. But then once you get all the metadata and the on-site SEO, which you want to go to, really the biggest thing that's going to help you actually rank is going to be link building. So basically, you want to get authorized sites to link back to you so that you can rank higher. So because that's just how basically Google do it. It's basically like a referral. So just imagine if all of us are in the room and we know one person is really good at something, and on our site we say that person is good. So we're like, John is good at tire repair. If everybody puts that on there, and so Google's like, okay, well, I know this person knows about tires, this person knows about tires, and all those other people are saying this person is good, so this person must be good, and then that's how they build their authority up, and then they get the rank higher. Because Google like, this person is more likely to put more effort into it to be able to answer this question correctly. And so that's how you, because the thing is, if you can actually build your domain up on your actual site and get your site authority up too as well, it makes it so even if your page authority isn't as high on there, you'll be able to rank for things. So that's why you see some people in your industry, even though they don't have the page in the area, as soon as they get the page, it automatically ranks 1 because their site authority is higher. If you don't say site authority, it's based off your page authority and everything together. It's kind of intricate, but you can look more into it.
All right, so a special note to our viewers, if you don't understand SEO, Xavier actually has a background in marketing, so which is why he understands it so much. However, if you would like to have a more in-depth video, please comment below, and I'll consider your requests.
Just think about looking to it. There's simple stuff you do. You don't have to go super deep into it. just put the pages up, put the directories up, ask people in your local communities to give you a link back to those specific areas. And specifically, if you have a wedding planner or event planner who talks about, do a blog post, maybe just, hey, just every time you say chair rentals, can you just link back to me? Or you say something about table rentals, event rentals, party rentals, or whatever. And you can just work with them, and maybe you throw them a little cut, and that'll just be a good way to go up. Because if you can get to the top 1 or 2, 3 spots on there on that front page, you're more likely to get a lot more click, a lot more business. And for us, you might pay them $200 a month to be able to, when they write posts and stuff. But for you, you might get one job off of that, and it'd be worth it. And, just getting pushed to the top might be a lot.
So I actually have a statistic to show how important SEO is. So the internet influences 8 out of 10 shoppers before purchasing during the holidays. And these shoppers usually start from search engines such as Google or Bing.
Yeah, so that's pretty straightforward on there. We're about to go to the next section, and this is my favorite section. If you're trying to put gasoline on the fire and really get this party started, then you need to start using paid ads. And I want to hear y'all talking about I don't want to pay for customers. I don't want their money. I don't want to hear none of that. So this is what we're going to talk about. This is a really simple fundamental. If you've already done the SEO down, our part, and you already done your email marketing, you should be really ready to go for this right here. If you did your SEO, you have all your category pages. You have your individual pages already set up for each item. Now it's just to get the right people to there. So we're going to look straight into the SEO, see what keywords that people are coming in here and which ones are converting. We're going to spend our time and resources on that. Generally, if you're a general rental company, chair rentals, or whatever the category in rentals, or rent a blank category, or rent a subcategory of that category. And that's basically the biggest thing. We want to use phrase match. If you don't know what phrase match is, phrase match on Google or Bing is when this phrase has to show up in the search term or your ad does not show up. So we want to get the keywords down. There's a keyword thing that we already have in the ultimate checklist, so make sure you check that out. It has your regular keywords for each category that you can try out. Different areas may be a little bit different. Sometimes people may use more leads versus rent, depending on where you are. It really depends on the country, but in the United States, really rent is going to be your thing. The next thing that you're going to need to look into is going to be the negative keywords. This right here is going to be the keywords you don't want to show up for. Really, it's a lot. Literally, most of the things you don't want to show up for. Like, we have a native keyword list of about 600 and something things that's just in the checklist, but you're going to want to build that out every single day. You want to go through go into Google, go into reports and analysts, whatever is that underneath there, and it should be search terms. This is exactly what people search for. You want to look through there, put those in Google, see what shows up, and if you see somebody saying like rent something that you don't have, then you need to block that off so you don't show up. Or rent tables in Idaho and you in Florida, that ain't going to work. Right there, so you want to make sure you remove that too as well. So you don't want to show up for nothing that is not pertaining to what you're doing in the area where you're doing it at. So that's a simple thing right there. So this is what we're going to do for every single. So you have your keywords. So your keyword is chair rentals. The ad should have chair rentals in there. So it should have chair rentals in whatever area you're in there. That should be at the top thing. Chair rentals, blah blah blah. This area. And then the lines underneath it, you want to make sure you put something that people can see and can differentiate you. For us, we have 800 plus reviews. If you have a flat rate delivery, which I don't recommend, but if you do, use it as a selling feature and we do $50 deliveries anywhere in this area or something like that. And then you want to say on time, reliable, clean, all that stuff. Have something like that in your ad so that you can be able to show up and stuff like that. And make sure you go through and you put your logo down there too as well so you can show up, and then connect your Google Places to there. Because then underneath it, it'll show them how far they are away from one of your locations. Some people put their phone numbers on there, and some people, like me, who don't do it. In our test that me and Eddie have done and stuff like that, we've seen that we might get an increase in calls, but we didn't get an increase in quotes and people's information. So we don't put the contact information in there. If you don't have a website that is doing auto bookings or does wish lists or something like that, then you might look into putting a phone number, because that might be a good way to get the stuff. Google does offer another thing that you can do, which is just like customers can give you their information. It's like a quick form, and they'll give you information you can call. You won't have like all the items they want, but you'll have their information, their phone number, their name, their email, and that might just be good to go back and follow up with them on.
I have a question. So should the campaign look different for the winter than it does the rest of the season, since this is technically the slow time for most people? So should the campaign on the negative keywords, like you mentioned, should have a different look versus what it would look like the rest of the year?
It's not so much the campaign will look different, but the certain words, like if you were doing heaters, maybe if basically anything you do like heater wise, or maybe your bar and stuff, you want to make sure that your heaters are actually on your actual link, actually on the keyword. So you want to actually put up a separate campaign that's specifically for heaters. And that can take them to tent heaters, patio heaters, space heaters, whatever you're renting out. Because the problem is like you can't be too based on the city, based on the town, because someone could be searching in the winter but having their event in the fall next year or the thing. So you can't really go too far in that, because most of the events that most of the quotes you would get during the winter would not be for the winter. But if you want like real help on this right here, this is something that actually a service that we're offering right here. I'm not trying to sell you. You do whatever you want to do on this stuff right here, like, you know. But if you do need some help and you do want to really help build this out and actually do kind of what we do, because that's like a big part of our business, reach out to us and then we'll be able to do that. We'll have an email down below somewhere that you can do it on there.
So actually, the question that I have is, I don't actually know what this is called, so maybe you could help me with that. But you know, like, have you ever gone through like cooking blogs or whatever, and you see this little block of ad pop up? You know, it could be a photo or a video. So what is that, and how do we get into that?
So this right here is something I don't recommend none of y'all do right now. If you don't have the skill set, do not even touch this. Stick to what we're saying. But those are native ads. These are ads that show up natively inside your content. But Taboola, Outbrain, and then you can technically do it off of Google's ad network. The display ads. When you create your ad, don't click the way it says display with search partners. Do not add that. Just only do for search. Google own properties and search. Not the Discovery Network or any of that stuff right there. Just don't do that. My bad. The display network. Do not do that. This is basically the display network, what you're talking about. And that's more for awareness. Specifically, you want to use Google for intent-based marketing. So just like Eddie has a problem, Eddie puts the problem in Google, we have the solution, Google matches us together, and we go from there. And that's kind of how we win. And you win for other stuff, because I know for us, we win a lot, because people may rank higher than us, but they get to their page and they're like, oh man, I have to call in all this stuff right here. They go back and then they go into us, oh, quick instant quote. And then they submit everything in there. So native ads. So if you do want to get into native ads and you discard all the warnings I said earlier about it, basically the best thing I've seen that has worked in my experience is that you would do it. So if you put it on anywhere, you'll be like, you have some type of catchy title, or like $10,000 and have a photo of what they got for $10,000 and make it seem like it was a lot more. Basically, you want to entice them to click. But then when it goes to there, it needs to go to a page on there that kind of goes into detail over, like, specifically, because like that is more awareness. You need to convert them from something they're interested in. So you need to, when they get there, it's like this video, they get to the actual blog post, or most times it's a blog post, or it could be sales pages. They just don't work the same. They don't work as good, but it depends on who's doing them. Sometimes you only need to work once, so they just still do it. But you want to get to a blog page, and from that blog page, it can be about on your site exactly how you got this look or something like that, and then have the photo. And you want to do the same thing we talk about. Another thing too is that whatever they clicked on, they get a payoff of that as soon as they get to the site. And then you give them a reason to do the rest, and then you want to have some type of pop-up or some type of place they can put their email in so you can convert over. I guess it's not much like Google where straight intent. These people may not be throwing a party right now, but they might just be the people who throw parties and throw events. So it's a good way to pass them over. We do the same thing with Facebook. It's a lot more cleaner. Basically, these are people who throw events, and we basically created a list of people who throw events, and then we basically market to those people, and we show kind of the different things they can make and stuff like that, the different types of events. So every time we have an event and it has a nice photo on it, we put it on there, and then it runs on Facebook. Sometimes we convert straight off of the stuff, because sometimes people are just already planning some stuff, but a lot of times we get the information, and then we can be able to work with them later. But the good thing about display ads is that, and the reason why a lot of the bigger companies do this, it's endless to how many people you can reach. Because you're not only reaching people who are just, I'm at the computer right now and I'm searching for it. You're actually reaching out to people who are like, okay, like, people who might be interested into this right here, but they're not actively searching for it. And usually 90% of the people who would buy your services are not actively looking for your services right now. So that's why it's a good chance to do the display advertising, but you just know what you're doing. Because most of the money that is wasted is in the display network. So like, if you ever heard of someone say something like, we know our advertising is working, we just don't know which half is working. That's most of the reason. That's the kind of reason why I was at first. Even though there's no excuse not to know which marketing is working, even with display ads, because they have the stuff transfer. Your goals just need to be different. Like display ads, you might not be converting them straight into a quote. Maybe you're getting them, and maybe you have a document or something that shows people how to choose the perfect tent. and you have all these videos and stuff, and just that's how it is. And you give that to them for free, get the information, and then you use that to contact them later on to be able to actually sell them something.
So I think it's actually pretty funny that you said that, Xavier, about display ads and how it reaches an audience that isn't really looking for a specific item. I know my mom and my aunt, they're on Facebook a lot, and they'll literally buy things like hair growth pills and gray hair shampoo, and, it's 50-50. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. But if you're a legit business, I guess it might work for you.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Does the hair growth work? I'm asking for a friend.
I don't think so, because my aunt's hair clogs up the sink.
Oh boy, there's no hope.
The growth miracle pills. Yeah, especially for products. Display ads are great for products. Like if you ever watch one of those videos where they have all these tools and stuff that they're going through and they're showing you how to do stuff with the tools or solving the issue, and they're like, oh, I want that tool. And then you look in the description, the tool's right there. Those are just basically an organic version of the display ads that you can do. Even for rentals and stuff. It will take some time on there. But if you do retargeting with display ads, it's a whole different world right there. People who have came to your site who already looked at stuff and then you show them what they were already looking for, you can make a killing on there. So if I would look into that, but you have to understand how it works or work with someone like us and figure out how it goes and stuff like that.
All right, so the statistic that I have for this segment is about 4 times as many people are more likely to click on paid search ads on Google, which is 63%, than on any other search engine. Amazon has 15%, YouTube has 9%, and Bing has 6%.
Yeah, this basically is evidence of how powerful Google is and how people generally trust Google, so they're more likely to click the ads because it's going to get them to where they want.
Okay, Next Insurance. If you haven't heard about Next Insurance, let me tell you about it. Many times has it saved our butts, from car accidents to leaky faucets to the whole place catching on fire. If you need insurance, go with Next Insurance.
Simple, easy, and you can sign up today. And it also supports the channel, so make sure you sign up for stuff like that. They didn't pay us to do this, but we get paid if you get a quote and stuff like that, and that's the only reason why Eddie comes to these videos. So make sure you get Next Insurance. Thank you. The bonus step is going to be direct mailing. But if you want to see what we're doing right now, you need to click the link down below and to see exactly what it is right there. Eddie put something down specifically for you, and you can watch through it and see every single thing, see exactly what we're doing, exactly how to get it done.
Now we're moving on to the rental rundown. So I have 2 questions for you guys today. The first one is, how do I convert wintertime leads?
So the easiest thing is straightforward discounts. They have more opportunities, more people willing to haggle during the winter. So you can give discounts, answer them fast, and get them lock it in. That's kind of the best way to do it. But only give discounts if you know your numbers. Don't give discounts and then you go in the red and stuff like that. So know your numbers, give discounts, and just understand that be willing to take a little bit less profit.
So the next question that I have is, should I offer promotions and discounts if I'm really struggling to generate revenue during the winter?
Duh, of course. And then track it to see if it's converting well.
But most times if you're struggling, it might be some other issues too. But
Go hire someone that's better than you.
that is a very accurate thing to look into doing.
So go ahead and call me, and I'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, you can call Eddie. Call Eddie at IGotYourSales.com.
I need money.
I need money. No, but for real, those all could be valid solutions. You need to know what you're doing and stuff like that. And if your only sell tactic is discounting stuff, then you're gonna have an issue because it's a race to the bottom. You have to be able to offer something else that provide for your services and stuff as well. People want insurance. People want to make sure you're there. People want stuff to be clean. People want to know that if something does go wrong, that you're going to take care of them and want to know that you're the expert and going to help them go through it faster. So it doesn't always have to be the cheapest solution. It could be the quickest solution to get stuff done quickest for them, or it can be the thing that technically holds the most value. And whatever you price point you put at your service, going to price point people look at you. If you charge cheap, people are going to believe you're cheap. So just remember that. And people who want their stuff done are not going to go with you if your stuff is too cheap. And you don't want, the only reason people are working with you is because of the price. You don't want that. I'm Xavier.
I'm Eddie.
And this is Rental Boys. We'll see you in the next one.
If you like this video and you would like to watch more of marketing or just any tactics behind building your business, please click this playlist over here for all of our podcast videos.